Hello, how's everyone doing? My name is Quentin Fields. This is my Capstone Defense. So originally I proposed this idea that I wanted to do kind of like an internship slash community project involvement type of capstone. But with all this stuff happening with COVID and everything else, I wasn't able to get out into the schools and do what I want to do. So originally I wanted to go into schools and interview students, coaches, and maybe take an internship with some coaches and see how sports affected the black male student as far as academics, home life, and basically being able to cope with being in high school in today's age and time. So with COVID coming about, I had to make a change into what I was going to do and the way I was going to go about my project. So I went to this alternative method. I was going to do a thesis paper about the needs and benefits of African American boys in the world of sports and how it could benefit them long term, short term, and intrinsically motivate them to accomplish bigger and better goals. So I'm going to start off just by asking a question. Why do African American boys need sports? Well, honestly, they need sports. It helps them academically, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's only benefits playing sports, not just physical attributes as far as being in shape, but mentally it helps you de-stress. It relieves pressure from your home life. It helps you get into a space where you can just relax and be yourself. Sports can be life-changing for some students. Some students don't have a happy home life they can go to, so sports becomes their escape. And a lot of times, as young black men, we don't know how to express our emotions to the world. And when we do express our emotions, sometimes they're not the best emotions as far as anger or regret or just sometimes it's complete rage coming from a young black man. Sports give us the outlet to be able to let those emotions out without being judged by society and saying, oh, they're a bad person, or without society pointing a finger at us. Sports also teaches us lifelong lessons that can carry on for years and years. Everybody always knows, if you play sports before, you know that you have that memory with a teammate or the team after you've accomplished something big, and that carries on with you for the rest of your life. So I just want to give you a short little background on what my definition of a student athlete is, because as far as this is being said, that's what you are when you're playing a sport and attending school. So a student athlete is an individual, male or female, who is involved in organized sports that is paid for and sponsored by a school or education institution where the student is enrolled in those classes. Student athletes have to be on top of their schoolwork, and on top of that, you have to also be able to perform at a high level when you are competing in your sport. And it takes a lot of toll and it takes a lot of time and dedication to be a student athlete. So as an African American male, and there's a lot of problems that we face that others may not face. Usually there's no fathers in our homes at times. We get in trouble with the law a lot. And also we have these negative stereotypes that society has pinned on us for whatever reason. So fathers are usually absent in our homes for whatever reason that may be. It may be because over policing of our neighborhoods, or maybe because petty crimes done by those. Or maybe there's a statistic out: 38% of black boys live in two-parent homes. It is the worst thing that could happen to a black boy, because you lose that father figure, you lose that step of guidance, you don't have that positive male figure to look up to. So within sports, coaches step up and be that father figure for some of those young black boys. Coaches step in, they may take care of you, give you rides home. Sometimes coaches will provide food to you. And all in all, if it's just not a positive role model to look up to as far as a father figure or a male role model. So the trouble with law, as far as black students getting in trouble with the law, it kind of comes back as having so much free time, lack of self-esteem, and sometimes as boys without fathers in the house, you make some bad decisions. Now, it's not all on the young black male's fault. It's not all that fault does not fall on the young black male. There's over policing of our black neighborhoods, criminalization of certain crimes that would be considered petty crimes in other neighborhoods, which is just It's just a thing that we have to take a step back as society and say we have to get this problem and we have to find a solution for it. And here's some interesting statistics. 34% of the prison population is made up by African Americans, where only 13% of the United States population is black. So it's crazy numbers. For you, it's like 1 in every 4 black male is locked up in a penitentiary or jail or something like that. And far as students, 56% of police arrests at school are black, and out of those 52%, 32% of those are locked up into a juvenile facility. So again, as a black male, another thing we have to face are these negative stereotypes and stigmas that are attached by society, and they've been attached to us for years. It's negative stereotypes like, oh, they don't do well in school, or when you go take an AP class, oh, we shouldn't take that class, or black students don't want to learn, or he may just be a troublemaker. And the last one I want to just talk about is what I call the glass box. So being a black male, you're put into this glass box by society, and they say you don't need to leave out this glass box. But the moment a young black man tries to break that glass ceiling on that glass box, the teacher or whoever is telling him, no, you can't do that, because they may be fearful that the male, he may fail, or in some cases they may be afraid of his success. But I feel like sports enables those young black males to break that glass ceiling and to reach for those stars and goals like other races of young males. So, I went to this psychologist, I believe, Abraham Maslow. He has this hierarchy of human needs. You look it up, you can see what those needs are. But sports for young black men can fill those hierarchy of needs. The first one is psychological, which is being able to sleep and food and thirst. But I want to talk about 2 through 5. Safety needs from freedom, danger, anxiety, and psychological threat. Sports is that realm where he can go, a young black male can go and feel free from danger. He doesn't have to worry about anybody missing him. He doesn't have to worry about his problems that he has at home. He doesn't have to worry about anybody threatening his well-being. And love needs. When it comes to love needs are basically acceptance from your parents, your peers, teachers, coaches. Again, sports comes in and it can feel that love need for us. You being on a team, getting acceptance from your peers, your parents coming to see you play and saying, oh, he's good at this, I'm going to come support him do this. Or even your coach giving you that positive love that, hey, you did a great job, I appreciate what you did for the team. Moving on to the next need, esteem. Esteem is mastering a skill and having self-confidence. Again, sports can fill this need because when you become good at a sport, all of a sudden you get more confidence in yourself. You're more confident to do this. You may go out and try this, and it just builds on your confidence. And once you get that confidence in yourself, you get that momentum or snowball effect. You feel like you can accomplish anything. And I've been in that position myself where I started in at a sport. I gained confidence at the sport. I got good at the sport, and now I was more confident in myself to go out and try new things and go into new endeavors. And lastly, for number 5 is self-accusation. Usually, young black men, it's extremely difficult for us to feel this because it takes some financial backing to go out and be creative and express yourself, or satisfy that curiosity that you have about maybe traveling abroad or going to college. With sports, you get to travel, you get to meet new people. Excuse me. You get to travel, you get to meet new people. If you're good at sports, you can usually get into a college and play some sports, and that college education and experience lets you feel those needs for curiosity or feel those things and figure out which one to do with your life further on down the line. So just a little rundown of the benefits of sports, just something if I didn't talk about. It improves your life skills. You're better at managing time. You have the ability to communicate, which is needed in the workforce. You have an improved likelihood of going to college. I just spoke on it. You you may not necessarily play a sport in college, but you may want to get that college experience from being able to participate in sports, which gives you that slight competitive edge that you may need. And sometimes it could just overall increase your academic motivation. You know, if I have to play this game, I have to play this game on Friday night, that means I have to get my grades and have to get my work done so I can play in this game on Friday night. So it's just numerous benefits of sports outside of physical benefits, such as, you know, being in shape, not suffering from obesity or heart attack. So last, I just want to do this closing. Why do African American boys need sports? They need sports to express themselves. They need sports to get into great colleges. They need sports to establish a family and a father figure outside of gangs. They need sports to cope with the stress of just being a young black boy in America. Easily he could go get gunned down or harassed by a police officer for not doing anything. And they just improve, sports just improve their overall daily life for them. And sports can honestly, at the end of the day, stop the extinction of the young black boy. I want to thank y'all for listening to me give this Capstone Defense. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to email me at qf169459 at redis.hsu.edu. Thank you.